to this edition of Wingate Extra. I'm Topaz Curtis, a junior communications major here at Wingate University. On today's show, we'll be taking a look at how our students are involved in a wide range of volunteer efforts. Let's get started by meeting Lauren Marin, who's the Director of Community Service Initiatives. Welcome to Wingate Extra.
Thank you.
What's the role that your office plays in helping students meet that volunteer expectation?
Sure. Well, first to start, the Office of Service, we are located in the DPC, and we do try and help students meet the expectation. And to clarify, an expectation just means we strongly encourage that our students participate in some sort of volunteer or community service while they're here at Wingate at some point. But it is not a requirement at this point. But Wingate motto is faith, knowledge, and service. We really try and put that onto the students and get them encouraged. So the Office of Service is myself and my grad assistant, Paul Grammaticopoulos, and the two of us work together kind of on two separate projects. One first is just getting out in the community, meeting community partners, ones that have already been created, and ones that we're looking to start. So I like to get out, meet people, check out facilities, and talk about what sort of services do you provide to the community, and how can Wingate students get involved? What can we do to give back to the community that our students are kind of living in. So on a weekly basis, I'm meeting with people, and then we get the word out to the students. If there's an event going on in Monroe and they need all kinds of volunteers, well, we get the students, let them know about it, and hopefully then the students will come back to us and say, hey, I really want to work with that group or organization or event. So we work in that sense, and then we also are really open to students. If they come and say, well, growing up, I always worked for the Boys and Girls Club. Is there anything like that in this community that I could work at because I had a great time? And so we're very open to new ideas or new adventures that the students want to take. So those are two kind of areas that we work closely with.
Do you partake in any of the volunteer activities yourself?
Absolutely. I like to, get involved with the students. A couple weeks ago, we had our Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, and it was a week full of activities and events surrounded around awareness of hunger and homelessness. And so on the Saturday leading up and then the Saturday following, we did a citywide food drive. And so we were out there, we dropped bags off at houses all throughout Wingate University, and then the next Saturday we went and picked them up. And so I was absolutely a part of that. It's just kind of fun to learn about a new community and to be able to give back. I certainly need to be able to walk the walk. Since I talk about community service all the time, I definitely get the thrill to give back. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. UCAN, which stands for University Community Assistance Network, is a kind of umbrella organization that coordinates a number of volunteer efforts that students can choose from. Let's briefly take a look at them. Let's start with the alternative spring break.
Sure. Well, alternative spring break happens around spring break time. So we have a group of students who plan all during the fall semester several different trips to outside locations. What we'd like to do with these trips is, rather than have a spring break where we sit at home all week long or participate in other alternative activities, we want to have some fun, but give back. Again, give back. So this year in March, over our spring break, we will be having 4 trips. We have 2 trips that will be working on Habitat for Humanity, and both of them will be going to Florida. And we have another trip that will be in Charleston, South Carolina. They will be working with a food bank, food pantry, and that will be a shorter about 3 to 4 day trip. And then we have one more trip that's still in the works. So there'll be more information to come on that.
Well, those sound like really good trips.
Yeah.
What other volunteer activities can students get into on campus?
Sure. Well, like you said, we have UCAN, which is a very umbrella organization. And so we have different coordinators for different areas of service. So Alternative Spring Break is one of them. We also have a coordinator that works with Habitat for Humanity. So every other Saturday, our student, Jordan White, will plan trips to Habitat. And so if students are interested, they can always contact Jordan or the UCAN office, and we can get them set up with that. Another opportunity that we have is tutoring and mentoring. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of students who really talk highly of that, so we try and get students out not only to Wingate Elementary, but over to Monroe. I mentioned earlier the Boys and Girls Club, which is actually opening up in January here, so we'll have students go over there. So tutoring and mentoring is another one. So, I mean, really, the whole gamut of opportunities are out there. And again, like we said, I mean, we're very open to new ideas and new thoughts. We want to make sure that we're getting at the students and where their passions are.
Okay, well, that's a lot of opportunities for students to get involved. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Sure, thank you.
When Xtra continues, we'll meet a couple of Wingate students who got dirty for a good cause. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Wingate Xtra. Today we're talking about how students are involved in a wide range of volunteer activities as a part of their Wingate experience. Joining me now are Arletta Rice, a junior sociology major, and James Lawson, a sophomore English major. Thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
You two participated in the Union County's United Way Day of Caring. James, can you tell us what that was a bit about?
Well, the United Way Day of Caring was a chance for us to reach out and help the community of Union County. Because often at Wingate, the community has given so much to our university that we got a chance to give back to them. So we got out, all of us students that came, workers, volunteers from the community, and we went to people in need and helped out for an afternoon.
And was this something you had to sign up for, or did you go with your team?
I went with the cross-country team. There were lots of sports teams, sororities had a few there, and I was with the cross-country team. And we went to the Union County homeless shelter down in Monroe.
Can you tell us a bit about what you did there?
We got there, and they basically told us that our job was to renovate the place and to give it an extreme home makeover.
Okay.
So we did our best. We had to paint walls, we tore down doors, tore down old bookshelves, rearranged things, and basically just gave the whole place a new look.
Okay. Arletta, what did you do at the Day of Caring?
Well, myself and my organization, the Black Student Union here at Wingate, we had a chance to go to Elizabeth Baptist Church in Monroe, and it was kind of similar to what James said he and his team did, but we pressure washed the parking lot, we raked up leaves. They have 2 big playgrounds for children, and we made it a safer environment for them. We cut weeds, and we dug up the mulch, and we washed windows.
Wow.
We did the ceiling, and it was a lot of fun. We planted a lot of flowers there, and that's where we really got dirty.
What was your favorite thing about volunteering?
My favorite thing was doing it with a group of people that shared the same ideas as me and really looked at it as a good thing. It wasn't an obligation, but it was something that we could help give back to the community. And the fact that it was little frogs running around and we were running from the frogs made it more even funner.
James, are there any other volunteer activities that you've been involved in this year?
I haven't been at Wingate any this year, but before coming to Wingate, my church youth group, we would every couple of months go out and either help rake leaves at a senior citizen's house and do yard work, or go to the homeless shelter for a night and serve food there. So it really is a good chance to help others.
What pushed or motivated you guys to want to get involved with volunteer activities?
Well, I know for me that oftentimes I just get so caught up in myself and just all the things that I'm doing that when I go to help other people, that not only do I help them, but I feel good afterwards knowing that I made a positive impact on someone's life. And so oftentimes the people, they thank me and they say that they've gotten a lot out of it, and I tell them, well, not as much as I've gotten out of it. And it really just, it's good to be able to make a difference.
And Arletta, do you feel like you get the same kind of reaction from people?
Yes, I've been volunteering ever since I was in 6th grade, and I get that same feeling of achievement and accomplishment that I've done something, and it may have been something small, but it's still something grand in somebody else's eyes, and it just does my heart a world of good.
What would you say would be the most important reasons students should get involved with volunteer activities on campus?
I think that it makes us a more well-rounded person. Oftentimes we just immerse ourselves into certain things, but we don't really get to the background of ourselves. And it's a good way to find out who we are, because when we come to college, we're still trying to find ourselves, and we still spend our whole life still trying to find ourselves. But doing something that takes us out of our comfort zone, it really, as I stated, it really makes us more well-rounded of a person, and then we can really find what we're passionate about.
Okay.
And one of the great things about all the opportunities at Wingate is that there are so many different variety of things. If I have a passion for poverty, there's a group that focuses on that. If I want to mentor children, there's a group for that. So everyone has different interests, and there's just such a variety that you can find something that you will enjoy doing as well.
Okay. What would you say to students who are unsure about, whether they should or shouldn't give up some of their time to volunteer?
Give it a shot. Don't knock it till you try it, in a sense, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna feel a feeling that you never felt before, and you're gonna want to continue doing it. It's just the little things in life that people oftentimes forget about, and volunteering is a way to bring us back to those simplistic ideas that we have.
Outside of Wingate, do you guys have any favorite volunteer organizations?
Back home, I volunteer at the hospital, and my favorite floor is the mommy and children floor and the obstetrics, and I just love going up there because I get to do tea time, and it's after the mom has had her baby, and it's just a wonderful feeling just to see that bonding time.
James?
It's something that might not be very common, but one thing that my church group does a lot is we visit senior citizens in the nursing homes, because so often their families may come to visit them very rarely, and just having someone that comes just and talks to them, it just gives them joy. And that really is probably one of the best feelings I've got while volunteering, is seeing these senior citizens so excited just that someone cares enough to come see them.
So is this something that you can see yourself doing throughout your life?
Absolutely.
Volunteering?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, it's been great talking to you guys.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. That's it for now. Join us next time on Wingate Xtra, and we'll catch up on what's going on at the gate.